What are we doing?
We're gonna get the most unhinged
We're talking about whatever,
moment
baby.
yet.
We're trying to bring in that family-friendly audience for this fucking show.
Yeah, moving forward,
I
you're gonna
love
hear
that
the
you
most
say
unhinged things before you
family for this fucking show. Incredible.
Jokes.
Jokes.
We got Tiki funny in it, bitch.
days.
Mm-hmm. Always on that tee funny shit.
Hey, we're back. Like new growth. What's good? But yeah. Will once again has told us that everyone will be fine, which is a threat. We know this to be true.
Well, this time was a joke.
Awful.
Yes, it's
What?
So,
yeah. Because that's how we started.
First time here.
Yeah, but that's how we started last session. Yeah, it was just like everybody's gonna be fine, which is wild.
which is
a wild thing to say.
You're
Yeah.
not gonna be fine.
Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So
It was supposed
we
to be
did have
very
things to say.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm still not entirely sure if you truly believe that, or
I genuinely
this-
did. I genuinely was like, let me give them a heads up
Oh, I can't hear him.
so that they don't worry about it.
okay. Well,
I'll just, if a doctor sat me down, put a hand on my shoulder, and said, everything's going to be fine, I assume I'm dying. I assume the next words are, you've got about 30 minutes.
You better run.
Yeah.
You better start running.
Your insurance just ran out. Click, go.
Look.
yeah, it was a wild
I
time.
would never.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's good to know.
I call bullshit. I know I'm new here, but I call bullshit.
And that's the right move.
See, but
Sometimes
you
it takes an outside perspective coming in to really, show you what you've been living in. And now you get to join us
These
with
instincts.
it.
like if you can see the
These instincts
bullshit,
might serve you
Right.
well.
then it's good. It's good.
Mhm.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us. If you haven't caught us before, we're live from the apocalypse. We're a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that makes actual play content like streams and podcasts to raise money for nonprofits and aid organizations, other important causes like that. We're currently raising money for medical aid for Palestinians and the very important critical relief work, medical aid that they are providing in occupied Palestine. And that ongoing crisis, still doing it, still a problem. We don't have to talk about it for too long, but free Palestine.
Amen.
Amen.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we just ask that if you like what you see here, instead of doing the normal twitch.tv things of subscribing or giving us bits or interacting with fake Jeff Bezos dollars in any way, shape, or form, you instead take whatever you can spare. There is no expectation. You give it directly to Medical Aid for Palestinians instead. To that end, we have hidden the subscribe button, replaced it with a donate button. We can't get rid of the subscriptions. Twitch does not give us that option, but if you have to pick between them, please give money to Medical Aid for Palestinians. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, it comes with a free Prime sub. You can do that if you want. The ongoing bit, of course, just be aware that if you do that, beloved Dimension 20 Dungeon Master Brennan Lee Mulligan will kill a dog. He will kill one dog for every month you're subscribed to this channel. Don't do that. Don't do that. Give money to Medical Aid for Palestinians instead. And yeah, that's most of the stuff and the things. There's channel points, there's GIF reactions. You can spend them on things like that. There's emotes, all the normal Twitch things you have access to here. But yeah, we just ask that you give money if you can. And if you enjoy what we're doing here, which is telling silly little stories. And speaking of silly little stories, this is one of those. This is Nephilim Tenebris, a gritty near future sci-fi game that is a sequel to one of the first games that was ever streamed on this channel a very, very long time ago, back in the distant year of 2022. So we're back in that setting, different crew, different ship, all different story, same setting. And we are going to dive right back in just a few minutes. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and get into our introductions. And I believe we have a fun character fact that we are sharing this time around. But I'll let Alex kick us off if you don't mind.
I don't. Hi, everyone. I'm Alex. I use he, him pronouns, and today I'm going to be playing Dr. Richard Courtney, the Sawbones playbook, who also uses he, him pronouns. And if Dr. Richard Courtney were embraced by a vampire in the tradition of Vampire the Masquerade, it would certainly have been a Ventru, because he's so vanilla. It's fine.
Everybody knows that about Ventru.
They both start with V's.
They both start with V.
Incredible. Eli?
Oh, hi. My name's Eli. I go by any and all pronouns. So is your favorite junk in a trunk, Padlock. And if Padlock was from any of the clans in Vampire the Masquerade, it would definitely, absolutely, unequivocally be the Malkavians. Would be the best one in the game. Near a city near you. But yes.
Perfect. Incredible. And for the first time, Lev, if you wouldn't mind, I think this might work. It is not. That's fine. I can do it manually. I missed one thing. I set so many things up and I missed one thing, and it's fine.
Hey, you're doing great, bud.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Lev. I use they, them pronouns, and today I will, for the first time, be playing Edith Jasper, the Smoker playbook. They use any and all pronouns. And if Edie was a kindred, they would either be a I have to remember the word, a Tremere, or a Bruja. Take your pick. Good luck.
Take your pick, indeed.
It gets me every time. It's
a crazy combo.
It's a wild
I
spectrum.
can't wait to see how it plays out.
Ditto.
Q.
Hey, hi, I'm Q, everyone's favorite neighborhood cowboy maker. Today I'm going to be playing Mr. Captain Cassidy Star Runner. He, him for both he and I. If he were a kindred, jockey playbook. I always forget one of the things. I remember this time. And if he were a vampire, it would 1000% be a Ravnos.
Rose?
Howdy, y'all. My name is Rose. I use they, she pronouns. I'm playing JoJo, the greaser playbook, the engineer on our fine ship. She uses she, they pronouns. And if JoJo was a kindred in the VTM universe, she would most definitely be a Bruja. Think I hit them all.
Hello, hi, my name is Will. I'm your storyteller for this game, and if
you have to do every NPC.
Sure, every NPC,
and let us know what clan they're in.
Let's see.
You can just do one.
No repeats.
You can just do one.
Dead.
You can just do the one. There's only one that really matters at this point. There's only one that's important.
So fair. No, I think I would probably be unaligned, dual kith.
That's
stone.
Oh, so we're doing
Stop
this
it.
now. Got you. Okay.
Of course, we're doing
All right.
this.
All right. All right, Will.
Boy.
I see how it is.
Bringing chat back. There we go.
Is this getting me back for Digimon? Is this what it is?
I will forever be getting you back.
You're mad.
You stole my brand. I don't have much in this world except for my brand. All right.
Worth it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It is for sure worth it. Okay. So when we left off last time we played this game, you had collectively in two different vehicles burst through the protective gate around the Tranquility City, the domed city of Cognitum, the city of thought, which houses the famous Yelchin Foundation, a school of sorts, a rigorous program for the most gifted minds throughout the solar system to raise them and give them access to education and resources that they wouldn't have access to otherwise. It with no cost, just for the good of the system, for the good of the galaxy.
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah. Crack one for the big boy.
Yeah, my
Thank
love.
you for the donation.
Thank you.
Thank you for the donation. You were pursued almost immediately as you burst through the guard gates. Some of you were in a car, which you had stolen from your former host, Alexi, presumed dead. And then, sorry, everything okay?
Do your little show.
Okay, great. Good. I'll just proceed then. And one of you traveling by hovercraft, which you then immediately crashed and led the authorities on a merry chase, Cassidy, freeing up the rest of the crew to access the Yelchin Foundation and approach the building while you led them out of the way. When we left off, you were successful in getting their attention. So where we are going to pick up is with Jojo and Padlock.
Yo.
And
Yes.
Dr. Richard Courtney. And,
Hello.
If I'm not mistaken, it's been a while, so we're going to do this as a collective effort. I think Becker was your getaway driver. Becker was staying in the car.
Yes.
I think so.
Makes sense. All right. Perfect. So, Jojo and Padlock and Richard, what are you doing?
Trying to look as normal and cool and contained as possible. Because the last thing we want to do is arouse any suspicion. How far away did Cassidy drive the car away? Like, was that are we walking away and there's like a steaming pile next to us, or was that like a few bit back?
So if I remember correctly, Becker had the car that you came in and was basically
there were
hanging
two
out.
cars. Yeah.
Cassidy had like that aircraft thing that he drove into Cognitum, or he flew into Cognitum and then basically crashed it to cause the distraction.
Yep, crashed it, and then I stole another vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we have a for lack of a better word, a backdoor into the AI system.
Yes.
You do. You hacked yourselves a backdoor into this incarnation of Ada.
Yes. Is there a specific spot we need to get to, or can we go anywhere to access this?
I think you will need a terminal. So normally, like your standard Ada units are like voice activated, but I think in this case, you're going to need a terminal in order to do that. I hope everything is okay.
Very sensitive smoke alarm. So sorry.
Yes. No, you're so fine.
The place that we're going to get what we need, would that have a terminal or?
Yeah, well, so you're not exactly sure where you're going. You know that you're looking for the AI program that has been designated Ellie.
Yeah.
That was the name that you were given by Nevin. And you know that it was basically under like top security.
Okay. Then I guess we got to go find a terminal then.
Find a terminal, probably somewhere close to the party. So, Dixter, you can go do what you need to do.
And we are, just so you know, it is a full night before the party.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because you had to step up your timetable on account of all the shit.
We're running and
We're
gunning.
actively running. Okay.
On account of betrayal.
On account of betrayal.
A little bit of betrayal.
And a little mess left at home. Okay, then then we need to find a terminal.
And there is no shortage of those at the Yelchin Foundation, so it's not going to be too hard. But
probably in the
you
least suspicious area possible.
Yeah.
Before you looms the Yelchin Foundation buildings, the campus. Almost said compound. That'd be crazy. It's a school. The Yelchin Foundation campus looms before you, while the rest of the construction and the architecture of Tranquility is very boring, plain, practical, concrete. It's very boxy. It's very brutalist in our modern day terms. The Yelchin Foundation is an exception to that. The Yelchin Foundation looks like a lot of pictures that some of you might have seen of old institutes of higher learning back on like Earth. Pre-coalition, pre-all of that shit, pre-megacorps taking over. It's very like impressive, and the architecture is very attractive, not brutalist at all, kind of gothic in some places. There's a lot of brick, there's a lot of ivy, there's a lot of like wood involved. It's a very pretty aesthetic building, which is definitely not the norm here on Tranquility. And you find yourselves standing outside of the front gates, the two massive kind of like sweeping double wooden doors, very old looking, that lead into the main entrance of the Yelchin Foundation. Above the table, it's very much giving Xavier, yeah. And it's dark. I should say that. It is dark and it is quiet. It is late. But I think as you hear the commotion and the peacekeeper sirens going off, some of the like explosions and crashes that have been heard from Cassidy's adventure, you notice lights starting to flick on, especially in like the residential, like the dorms of the center, but like maybe hopefully not so much in the main building as long as you hurry, and hopefully not so much in the labs either.
I think we're just going quick then.
Incredible. Sorry if you can hear the ice cream truck.
Means it's thawing out.
Just an added, yeah.
Yep. It's late. It usually comes around 7. It's 8:30. Cool.
All the kids are out getting ice cream, and the adults.
Anybody want anything? I can.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Cool. All right.
Can I have an anatomically incorrect SpongeBob, please?
Yes.
There's only that kind.
Yeah.
Give me a Choco Taco.
2, please.
They don't make them anymore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they don't make them anymore.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
Anyway, yeah, so you would all know that after a certain time, the doors lock automatically. That is your first obstacle that looms in front of you right now. As you are facing the doors, they are locked. Probably someone is going to come and open them, but by that point, you would then have to deal with whoever that person is.
So I like to think that Dickie did not spend a lot of time in his dorm room when he was a student here, because he doesn't like sharing spaces with people, especially ones who are mean. And his roommate was mean. So I imagine he did spend some time breaking small rules, which is to say going into the buildings after hours to study and keep up on his coursework. So is it possible that he remembers any back ways that are within his skill set to open?
I think once you get into the building, yes, absolutely. But you weren't coming in from the outside. You were coming from like the dorms into the main part of the
That's true, because outside of the foundation is scary as well.
Right.
Even though it's Tranquility where everything is totally cool and fine.
There's gotta be a way.
Is this like physical locks, or is there like can we hack into it?
So it's physical locks, but it's physical locks in the sense that like it locks, they are locks, but it's automatic.
Yeah. But
So-
there's like a door terminal or something that I can roll up to real quick and try and hack.
Yeah, there's you can definitely try to pry open or cut open a panel of like wall and access the wiring. That makes total sense.
Yeah. I think that's what I would like to do.
Okay. Very cool.
Thinking, probably quicker and trying to get somewhere versus being as inconspicuous as possible.
That makes sense. I think you're going to need to act fast in that case. You're going to roll with gut. Roll 2d6 plus gut.
All right. Let's see if luck's with us tonight, boys. That's an 8 plus 1 is a 9.
Very good.
Yeah.
So you make it work, but I get to impose one of the following.
Okie dokie.
You suffer harm in the rush to make it in time. Something you use breaks and must be repaired. Or you face a tough choice, a hard bargain, or an ugly outcome.
All right. I can not suffer any more harm, or I get knocked unconscious. So probably not that one.
Man.
I would love not disastrous consequences.
Sure.
So I think something important's got to break.
Technically, it's up to me.
Oh no, it's up to you. Fuck me. All right. Well, I gave you so many options, babe. Take what you want to do.
You did.
Please.
You did, but I think it is all right. I think it's okay. So I think you're going to face a tough choice.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Which is that you can overpower the locks, you can unlock the door, but not without setting off an alarm.
Got it. Okay.
We're gonna be fast.
We're gonna be fast, so I think she's gonna trigger the alarm. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was gonna do.
All right.
So I think,
Nice.
she takes it's a last minute choice, and she decides to go forward rather than stagnate. So
Incredible. You cross the right combination of wires, you splice the right things together, and you hear a click as the automatic locks in the door disengage. And that's it. You don't hear anything else.
Oh no!
you're an evil son of a bitch.
Oh no! Silent alarm is rude. Disrespectful, actually.
Let's not think about it. Let's go. No time.
We're in, and we're in. Fuck me.
All right. To a terminal then.
If it makes you feel any better, Rose, what I will say for JoJo is that you think that there is a pretty solid chance that you tripped something. You just don't know what it is, and
Okay.
it's not making any noise.
Okay, cool. Then I think she would be like, shit, and then explain that, there's probably something going as they go through. Cool. I appreciate that, at least. I was like, well,
Yeah,
damn.
it's a hard choice, so it's something you knew you were making.
Okay,
So
cool.
You know more or less what the consequences are. You just don't know what is happening and where it's happening.
Gotcha. For the sake of the game, then I'm just going to be like, she explains all that, but
Absolutely.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Perfect. So you three enter, I assume, and from there, Diggy, your intricate knowledge of the layout of the Elgin Foundation, which is labyrinthine, comes in handy because you remember exactly how to get to the labs.
Perfect.
And
lead
at
us there.
the very least, you don't know if what you're looking for is there, but you do know that there are terminals on terminals there.
Perfect. All right. This way. And Dickie will scurry ahead, not pointing out the bathroom where he ate lunch every day to avoid people, but just focused on mission.
Hey, isn't that the bathroom you used to eat at?
Yeah.
No, I ate at the cafeteria like a regular person.
No, I remember that. I remember that bathroom. Remember that one time?
Yeah, it was a good bathroom. I just most peaceful lunch I ever had.
I too occasionally enjoy a bathroom lunch eating, but you did a lot.
Yeah,
A
lunch.
Not a blush.
Not a
Not a blush.
Not a blush.
Not a blush.
Not a blush.
Sad.
Incredible.
So hey, I did hate that actually.
Your hatred fuels me.
It is deeply unsettling being back here for obvious reasons. Moving through these hallways again, the paneled wooden walls, the portraits of old men and women that look like they're kind of following you. The various photographs, black and white and otherwise, of some of the famous people that you don't know, and you're moving too quickly to stop and listen to what they are doing, or to read anything about them. And as you are following behind, Dickie, I think that you round a corner heading for the labs, heading for where you might be able to easily locate a terminal. And you find yourselves face to face with a person, a tall individual, quite a bit older than you all. And it's been about 5 years since you left the Foundation. This person is, like I said, very tall, kind of an imposing figure, very sort of neutral expression on his face, and his face is more hardened than you might expect, as is his physique. It's a little more impressive than you might expect from staff members of a school like the Yelchin Foundation. And he is wearing a sweater that has a very sort of tight-fitting sweater that has the emblem of the Foundation on the breast. And he's just you kind of have a moment of around that corner, you make eye contact, you're looking at each other. He looks surprised. What do you do?
Just real quick, is that the guy we're supposed to kill?
This is not the headmaster.
Okay, not the headmaster.
Yeah, this is not the headmaster. I don't think you recognize this person. But they are dressed like faculty.
All right,
I think
I think we're gonna have to kill this
think
guy.
Dickie is going.
Yeah,
I think Dickie is going to channel all of the privilege that exists in his body because he's supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to put on his I know where I'm going. I have every reason to be here. No one should question me. And is just going to start walking, continuing in the direction of the labs. Hoping that his okay.
I think you need to roll plus face.
Plus face? Okay.
Plus face, yes.
All right. It's not hopeless.
You have one
5 plus 1. It's a 5 plus 1, which is a 6.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, someone could help.
Yeah, I was going to say we can help. Some of us.
Yep.
Yeah, we can help.
How does helping work in this game, Will?
It's a little complicated, but if
Sure.
you want to add, it depends on how many plus ones you want to add. You're at a 6, so you would have to face 1 consequence. If you get it to a 7, you would have to face 4 consequences if you want to get it to a 10.
Do I take those, or does the helper take them, is the other important question.
It depends.
Okay.
It depends if you have a slack or a strained chain.
Okay.
I have a taut relationship with the Dixter, and
I have a
looks
choking.
so.
No.
So you don't.
No.
So probably
Yeah.
me and Dickie can do this.
Okay.
Oh, I have an idea, and we're gonna play up a trope. Fucking Joe is gonna look at you, and then just look back and be like, "Grab the chair. Grab the chair."
Dickie will do as instructed.
You're my doctor.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
He's just helping me out.
So you're just adding 1 to this roll, I assume.
I forget, does heat come to play with some of these things?
Yeah, so you add the lower of the 2 heats.
Which is 2? I think it's 2.
For 2, yeah, because we have 3, so it would be 2, 6.
So you'd have 2 more to make up if you want to get it to a 10. Or you could
I say we go
just
for a
take them
10.
mixed.
You want to, okay.
I say we go for a 10.
Would love to go for a 10, but then we got to we pick the consequences, or Will, are you picking?
choose the consequence.
Okay.
Right.
And because
one
your
of them
chain is taut, you take the consequences.
Oh,
You both do.
So no, just the helping crew member does. If it's choking, then the person making the roll suffers the consequences.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm taught, so I take the consequences. Could you remind me of? I can also read those out for us, but
you take 1 harm, armor piercing, which you can't do.
yes.
Excuse me, I'm a doctor. It's fine.
The room
Just
that
immediately
you are
pass
in,
that.
the room.
Dexter, I got this.
I think he just Vulcan nerve pinches you, and it's just like, out. We don't have time.
I mean, that could
This is
potentially
a
work to your
medical
advantage.
emergency.
That could potentially work to your advantage. You don't have to fake a medical emergency if you are having a medical emergency.
Joe, that's great acting. Joe.
Joe.
I'm kind of tempted, but okay. So we need 2.
The other option is the room you're in takes 1 harm, but I'm going to say
Which
that's
we
not
can't
available
do.
because you're not in the ship. Something important breaks and must be repaired. The crew member heats their chain with the other. The chain between the 2 crew members tightens.
Tightness would make sense because going to choking and like she's gonna feel low-key humiliated after doing this.
Yeah.
We can't heat this up anymore.
It's too hot.
So something's got to break or I go unconscious. So I think we'll break something. And I'll
the immortal words of Fred Durst.
Break something.
break stuff. Coño carajo. All right, do it.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. All right. You change your chains to choking with each other, and something important breaks. Something important breaks. Okay.
You don't even see your face. I love your face, but I see your schemes.
I mean, I have a thought. I have a thought, but we don't have to worry about it for right now.
Oh, good. I love that. I love that so much. That sounds great. Honestly, okay, I'm getting away with making a 6 to a 10 without dying. I will say thank you.
I was going to say, what do you have to complain about here?
Yeah.
All right. So you got a 10, which means that they buy it, whatever it is you are selling them on, which means that I need to actually know what it is that you are doing / saying, Dr. Courtney.
That we are in the middle of a medical emergency, and I need to get this individual to the lab for treatment.
Good. I'm sick.
That's good.
She smiles.
He kind of crosses his arms across his chest, and he looks down at you, Dr. Courtney, you, Richard, and says, they look all right to me.
I wish I could stop smiling.
Are you a doctor, sir? Of medicine?
No, but what is the nature of their malady?
Are you familiar with I forgot the disease that I invented for this game.
Me too.
Wasn't it the Jupiter smiling
the
disease?
smiley
something?
bitch disease.
It
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
Jupiter smiling disease.
Yeah. I'm in
Had
terrible
him
agony.
at some point.
Yeah, he's got SBD. I think it's the red
incredible.
mask.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Sounds on brand.
Ew.
Hmm.
From the mining colonies on Jupiter. Testing a vaccine. I need to get her there now. So, move.
I know they say it takes less muscles to smile, but I'll tell you what, it sucks to keep this up. I would love that vaccine.
It's also highly contagious.
Okay. All right. Takes a step back. Like he's trying to get away from it. You've convinced him. You're smiling like a freak. He takes a step back to let you through, but I think he well, there are three of you.
This is my personal assistant.
Pull out a notepad from a pocket.
He's looking real suspicious at Padlock. And I think I'm going to say that this is when something breaks, and the way that something breaks, Jojo, you realize that like in this moment, you got to like break his focus on Padlock. And I think you know that if you like intentionally make your chair spark or something like that, then that'll get his attention and he'll probably stop asking questions.
Yeah, I think what she'll do is drop one of the gears, like the collection of baubles and things that Padlock has given her over the years. And so she just snaps one of the strings and lets it clang and clatter, and it like sparks and is particularly like almost like dropping a firework.
Yeah, definitely. It sparks and it makes a loud like popping noise. And I don't know that you meant to do this, but I think you kind of realize in that moment that you like in trying to just like cut the string on this like one gear so that it would just like clatter to the ground, you actually cut some of the like hydraulics or power to your chair, and now it is broken.
Yeah.
And you'll have to take some time to fix it. But when the chair pops and sparks, the teacher, quote unquote, gets distracted from Padlock and like just sort of like takes a step back and says, "Well, what are you waiting for?"
Thank you for your assistance. You've been so helpful.
He's kind of like
And
got a
then
hand
Dickie
in front
will-
of his face.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna protect him.
Right. It just out
Dickie
here
rolls
massing.
JoJo and the rest of us.
he pulls his shirt
Yeah.
up over his nose.
Yeah. See, and
Very
you
professional of you, sir.
and you asked what good cigarettes do me. Would I have had as good a convincing a cough had I not be smoking as much? I'm telling you, there's method acting.
You do know that cough isn't part of the symptoms of this.
Well, it still adds to the convincingness.
The seasoning. You got to add a little flavor, you know?
Yeah.
Seasoning,
See,
the
Pat gets it.
seasoning.
But that's not the pathology.
I don't even know
Well-
what pathology means.
It's like the
Hi.
symptoms.
Oh,
What I'm more concerned about is the methodology of
it's
acting.
the razzle. It's the razzle dazzle.
It's the razzle dazzle. Takes
It's
out
the
a
special
cigarette.
sauce.
Medicine doesn't need razzle dazzle.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. Everything needs
Medicine
a little
is one of
razzle
the most
dazzle.
medicine is one of the most dramatic fields in any industry.
I assume that's like medicine 101.
Yeah.
No, medicine
I
101
think
is
so.
like biology.
Oh, they gotta go over it in biology. Biology's all about razzle dazzle.
No?
Yeah.
It's about engineering? It's fundamental systems of...
I
Anyway.
like engineering. Wow.
We can move on.
As these three
continues
move on, as
for
these
the
three
rest of our
continue on
lives.
with a broken wheelchair down into the labs where the terminals are, where they can hopefully find one. I think we should quick kind of flash outside to where Cassidy had been leading the authorities on a merry chase. Cassidy, what are you doing?
Vroom.
Is your intent to return to the school, or is this basically your plan for?
I mean, this is our plan until I hear that it's time to go.
Okay. All right. Very cool. So you're just kind of driving through the streets of Cognito?
Yes, until such time as like I've drawn too much attention, and then we're going to ditch that and start going it on foot somewhere.
You're starting to suspect that you may have drawn too much attention.
Cool
you
beans.
Are not entirely positive that every peacekeeper in Cognitum is pursuing you, but
okay.
It seems like a strong possibility,
Cool
given
beans.
what you know about Forces here on Tranquility.
Sure. Hey, is there an autopilot?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Cool beans.
There would be.
All right. Cool. Cool. So then we're gonna find an alley. And I'm basically just gonna have it autopilot, and then I'm gonna like sneak out while it's driving.
Okay.
And so the plan is for me to get up and away.
Okay. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The plan is for you to get up and away. That is totally fair. I think what you're going to have to do is temporarily lose them. You can bail out of the car with the auto drive turned on.
Sure.
And I think that is going to be an act fast roll.
Got you. I can do that. I'm good at that. Let's hope that the dice agree with me. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, great.
Hold on, let me do. Hold on. I gotta find the right one. Okay, too many windows, which is a wild thing that I just said. There it is. That is act fast is gut, yes, or is that spine?
Act fast is gut.
Hell yeah, that's 11.
Okay, hell yeah. So you can absolutely just do it. So yeah, you like round a corner in a particularly fast way, like half of the car comes up off the ground, wheels in the air. And you have temporarily like gotten out of sight of the peacekeepers, but you know that you don't have a lot of time. So you're kind of just tucking and rolling out, it sounds like?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. So you open the car door, you program that autopilot, you jump out, roll to the ground, just kind of like lay there. I'm imagining you kind of like roll under another car. And you just lay there for a second while all of these like peacekeeper vehicles kind of like scream past you. Some of them are in the air, some of them are on the ground, but they don't seem to know where you've gone, and you can like pop back up to your feet in the aftermath of them leaving.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so things are already bad.
Mm-hmm.
We've already done this thing. Might as well add a few more charges. Just a light little B&E. We're gonna change clothes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. But what are you changing in anything in particular, or are you just like modifying what you already have on? Or are you trying to like steal clothes?
I'm trying to look like a completely different bitch.
Okay. All right. I mean, this is Tranquility, so like people aren't hanging their laundry out to dry.
Sure.
So
that's why I say B&E.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think if there's like a clothing store, it's very much like Tranquility fashion, so it's kind of like boring and grayscale, but
yeah,
you can smash a window and grab some stuff, sure.
Cool. Done and done.
And you look like a completely different person. You look like a resident of Tranquility.
Cool beans.
And I think you can hear around that point a call, like a voice that is echoing around the city, both from speakers built into the patrol cars, but also just into the infrastructure of the city itself, street lamps, etc., the like, that resonates and says, attention residents of Cognitum, curfew is currently in effect. Vacate the streets, remain in your homes.
Gotcha.
And I just want to know where you are. Are you heading towards the Yelchin Foundation, or are you hiding out in an alley, or like what's your move here?
I mean, if curfew's a thing, then I guess we're going to the foundation, but that really was not where I was trying to be. It's fine. To the foundation we go.
You could try to sneak somewhere else. You don't have to go to the foundation. That's up to you.
Okay. Can I circle back? Were there places? Okay, now hold on. Now, I've been moving about the city, so I suppose I would be a little too far away from the peacekeeper bodies
to like take their uniforms, or
yeah.
You could make your way back there, assuming that they just sort of like left them there. But it's probably safe to assume that like some of the peacekeepers are probably dealing with that.
No, that's so fair. And it has been a little minute. Okay, so I think we are making our way towards the foundation.
Okay.
But like slowly. Yeah.
Okay, so downtown, but you're not walking fast, it sounds like.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Cool. Yeah, you don't pass any faces. And like you can loop back around in a way, I suppose, towards what was once your home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. It was once my school.
Yeah. It's a few miles. Cool. Okay, great. I'm gonna. Yep. All right. Cool. What
was that?
A bit. It wasn't successful. It's fine. I was working Vanessa Carlton lyrics into the questions that I was asking you, but it's not important. It didn't. Yeah, I did too good of a job disguising them. Anyway,
I didn't want to be that bitch, but I did sing "Making My Way" as soon as you said "Making My Way."
Perfect. Fantastic. All right, cool. So you are gonna kind of ease your way around, trying to stay out of sight, trying to stay unseen, which I think is pretty easy for you. You used to run these streets.
It's true.
You lived on them for a stretch of time.
I did, and they didn't change them, which was a foolish idea, but here we are.
Change the streets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Restructuring. Listen, there's road work all the time, Will.
Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Good one.
Thanks. Incredible. Incredible. Edith, you are probably, I would imagine, in your room around the time that you're probably in your room around the time that you hear, both from outside of your window and inside projected throughout the school, that curfew is in effect and that you are not to leave. You are not to be found out on the streets. I don't think this has ever happened in the time that you have been at the Foundation. But I think when you hear that, you hear from your door a heavy metallic click. As if it had just locked itself.
What the fuck?
And if you'd like to take this time to describe your character, feel free.
Oh, sure. Edith is kind of a brawny, not too tall person. They're probably around like 19-ish. Their hair is kind of pinned straight and kind of just goes past their shoulders. They have a couple of bangs that are kind of pinned out of their face right now. They just got back from one of the little lab areas, so there's still like grease and
crack one for the big
almost
boy.
Gunpowder like grit under their nails after even after like scrubbing. They wear a button down and a red and black and gray kind of sweater vest in the style of the school. Pretty buttoned up, pretty straight-laced visually. They've got like a smattering of freckles across their face. The only thing that it doesn't fit this kind of like regimented look are these boots that have so much dust and dirt on them that no matter how many times they have been cleaned, they will leave little bits anywhere that they're rested for a while. And I think there are these two like these three magnetized little bits of metal, and they've just kind of been like clacking them back and forth like a fidget. And when the door lock clicks, they stand up and just kind of start pressing on the door and seeing if what they've made an assumption of is true.
It does seem to be locked. But I think given the nature of what you have been doing here at the Foundation, you probably figured that out shortly after you moved in. And I'm going to say that you have figured out like, I think you like programmed in kind of or like built in a sort of like failsafe, like a blocker for it, like a way for you to disengage that lock so that you can freely wander when you need to.
There's a kind of like thin plate that has kind of curved around and matches the color of the door catch plate that Edie kind of wanders over to and kind of cranks around like a lever to force it back into its housing. Well, I don't want to be cooped up during all the fun. All right. And they kind of pat their pockets, make sure they have all the little pieces of things that they want. Kind of duck under the bed and see the extra bag that they kind of keep packed at all times. And just kind of scoot it closer to the door, not like taking it with them. But there's something weird going on. And they've been out of the loop for a lot of stuff for the last couple months.
Baby.
So they're kind of just preparing for whatever's coming.
Crack one for the big boy.
And I think after the lock is pulled out of the housing, they start just kind of sneaking into the hallways because they said we couldn't be outside in the streets. They didn't say anything about in the buildings.
That's true. That's a great point. Absolutely, yes. Thank you for the donations. We got some donations. Thank you for the follow. We got a follow. Thank you, my mom.
Thank you, Will's mom.
Thanks, Will's mom.
Thank you, Will's mom.
Happy Will's Mom's Day, everyone.
Hell yeah,
I'm surprised
brother.
the trains are still running on Will's Mom's Day.
Arguably, Will's Mom's Day is on Friday, which is the day I was born.
Oh, day you were.
Special day.
Special day. Incredible. All right. Yeah. Edith, you can absolutely grab whatever you want to take with you and move out into the halls. And they are predictably empty. I think you can hear, as you are moving down, the sound of like people kind of like banging on their doors. Sounds of confusion from behind it, people trying to like figure out what's going on. Yeah, as you start moving through the school out of the dormitories, it's really only like one direction you can go, because the dormitory is the easternmost part of the building. So you kind of have to move west into the rest of the facility to get anywhere outside of the dorms. And there are a couple close calls, I will say, in particular, like the first one that you run into as you step out in the halls and you start making your way cautiously down, you do see from the corner up ahead like a flashlight beam sort of like fall across the floor.
Can I see if there are any like supply closets or even just like a recess where a door to like a classroom might be that I can just kind of fold myself into?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you are going to have to act fast, which means rolling with gut. So 2d6 plus your gut.
All right. I have it open on my phone. Let me pull it up really fast.
Okay.
Because I don't remember what my gut is. Oh, it's 0. That's great.
At least it's not negative.
Yeah, that is average.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6.
Oh no. Oh no.
Starting strong. Rack up that XP.
It's a roll that is classically me, friends.
We do fail forward in this system, so you can mark 1 XP, or since you have it open on your phone, if you want, I can do that for you.
Okay. I'll keep track of it in my notebook too.
Perfect. Okay, great. Yeah, there's a thing on the character sheet for it. I will mark it down. Yeah, so as you are, you're like looking around trying to figure out if there's a supply closet. There are doors to either side of you. Unfortunately, you like try both of them, and they are like similarly just like locked, presumably dorm rooms. You don't see a supply closet, but the person that is moving towards you rounds the corner, and you don't recognize this particular staff member, but once again, they are dressed very much like a faculty member here, wearing the same sweater, but with like kind of a long ankle-length skirt. They have kind of like severe iron gray hair pulled back, very strong cheekbones, roughly your height, maybe a little bit taller, holding a flashlight in their hands. And they kind of like turn the corner and shine it on you. And you see the eyes narrow, and they say, "What are you doing out of your room?"
I wasn't feeling well. I wanted to go to the nurse.
How did you get out of your room?
I was kind of stumbling out before the call went out. I'm sorry. I feel really.
You were going to have to fast talk, so you're going to roll again, but this time with face instead of gut.
Oh, that's worse. That's worse. Okay.
It is unfortunately worse.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
The roll, the dice, they might,
Is it 5?
No.
Beautiful. Mark that.
No.
Go ahead and mark that XP down for you, Edith.
Thank you.
You say that, and you see this woman's eyes stay narrowed. She nods slowly, and you, for a second, and you see her other hand drift out from behind her, and you see that she is holding a gun.
Oh.
And she's not pointing it at you yet, but you do spot the hand like drifting out holding it.
Weapons aren't allowed on campus outside of workrooms.
When you call attention to it, she is going to raise it to point it at you. And you can let her do that and trust that she's not going to shoot you, or you can act now and assume that she is going to shoot you. I'll leave that up to you.
I'm gonna roll about it. I think actually.
All right.
Because I think Edie could go either way. Evens, he thinks it's he takes that she's not gonna shoot, and odds, he takes that she is and starts doing dumb shit.
Fair. Very fair.
It's a 2. I don't think there's a ton of times that Edith has been on the business end of a gun. Edith has been behind a fair few in their life. But having one pointed at them and every, like, all of the importance of you don't point a gun at anything you're not willing to kill. You don't, like all of that is just kind of zipping through their head. And it's that, like, cognitive dissonance of, like, this is a teacher, this is a person who, like, and, like, I know that they're kind of fucked up because of everything that I already know. But it's still the cognitive dissonance of, like, this is an adult who's in charge of a bunch of minors pointing a gun at me. Oh, fuck.
So we're springing into action?
I think they freeze instead of yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so then the hand holding the gun comes up, and I think we're gonna call it another. You know what? No, they're gonna point it at you, and they're gonna say, "Go back to your room."
I can't. They're all locked.
She kind of sighs and rolls her eyes and says, "Which one?" And she gestures for you to lead the way.
Can I lead her the long way?
Yeah, you can try.
Okay, I think I'm gonna start marching down, like, not the complete opposite direction, but I think I'm just gonna take, like, the most circuitous route to get there. Okay. And if I can, I'm gonna start sneaking my little components into my hands.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think you can absolutely do that. And I think you make it down, like, one of the halls. You make it down one hallway before you feel the cold metal of the gun against, like, the back of your neck. And you hear her say, "If I didn't know any better, I might think you were trying to lead me in circles."
It's a good thing you know better, then, isn't it? How together is my axe?
How together do you want your axe to be? If you want to do something with it, I'm down to say fully together.
I think at this point they've kind of talked that lizard brain of, like, fuck, immediate reaction down, and have kind of hit the point of, okay, we gotta do something. So the little fidgets that have been in their left hand, kind of, like, they pull them apart, and all of the magnetized bits in their axe respond, and the last bit of the head kind of clicks together, and they're gonna turn and just try to strike down on her arm that has the gun.
Yeah. Cool. Roll to get in a fight, which is with spine.
Yeah, that's what I'm good at. That's what I'm made for. I don't trust any of my dice, though. Okay.
No. Oh, no.
Well,
it's another 5. I rolled a 2 and a 1.
No.
That is impressive. That is impressive. All right.
You're going in timeout. You're going in timeout.
They all got to go to gay baby jail, obviously.
You're all in jail. I have so many, but God. XP.
I think you are surprised by how nimble she is, given, like, he seems on the older end of the spectrum. And she kind of, like, ducks, like, steps kind of smoothly to the side as you bring the axe down overhead towards where she was standing just a second ago. But as that happens, she pulls the gun and fires it at you. It seems like she is done talking, and you are going to Yeah, on a miss, they inflict harm on you. So she's going to hit you for 2 harm. I don't remember if I think you have armor technically. I guess the question is...
I have 1 technically, but I don't know if I would be wearing it in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair. So maybe we just take this straight, which means that you are cracked, slashed, or burned. You can take 5 wounds. At the 5th wound, you are quote unquote dead, but there's a move for that.
Cool.
So, yeah. In the meantime, what are you doing in response to being shot? You feel like a hot sharp pain kind of across like your shoulder. And the gunshot echoes throughout the dorms. You hear people starting to scream or cry or like try to figure out what's going on behind their locked doors.
Oh man. Okay. Edie kind of looks down at their bleeding shoulder. You fucking shot me. What the fuck? And then I'm going at them with the axe again.
Amazing. Let's try this again. Roll with spine. She is not interested in talking to you. She is very business at this point.
This is it. This is the one.
This is the one.
This is where you get it. Boxcars, baby.
Boxcars, baby.
Yes.
11.
Hell yes.
Wepa.
Hell yes. Incredible. Amazing. Yeah, get in a fight. So you inflict harm on them. They do not inflict harm on you. So in this particular case, you get to hit them with your axe, which I believe actually does a lot of damage.
It does a lot of damage. So my axe does
3 harm.
3.
And
but I also
you have rip and tear.
I have rip and tear, which means I do an extra damage.
Yep, you inflict +1 harm to people and ships alike.
So it's not graceful, but it's just full on terror and rage. And it sinks into her, like, I think her like side. I don't think it's even like an extremity. I think they're just going for mass and swing into it. And then there's another little lever on the bottom of the axe and they flick it. And the axe blade is actually 2 axe blades that live very close together. And on the inside, there are 3 little kind of barbs that shoot out once it's embedded. So Edie flicks the lever and it just kind of extra sinks in. You're supposed to be a caretaker. What the fuck is wrong with you?
And she almost like, she very unsteadily kind of looks down. You see that her face is already like pale and drawn from the blood loss. But you see she like looks down at the gaping axe wound and looks back up at you, and her eyes are like she's already losing consciousness, and at, like on the verge of it, she's not dying, but she's losing consciousness. And she says to you, "The headmaster will hear about this." And then she's like unconscious before she even finishes the sentence, and just kind of like sags against the wall and slides down to the ground.
The bitch hears about everything. That's not special. I'm gonna take her gun.
It's my peoples right there. Yes. It's immediately my peoples.
Cool. So you've got your axe, you've got the gun that you've taken from her. Perfect. And you, where are you headed now? I mean, you left your bag back you left your go bag back in your room. I guess, are you at the point where you think you might be done with this place, or?
I've in my mind, I've murdered a woman. I don't know if she's unconscious or dead.
Unless she receives medical attention.
I
not
think
looking good.
Edie kind of like looks at the blood on the axe and their hand as they flick the extra barbs, and like there's another kind of spray of blood as they kind of sink back into the blade. Okay, don't think about it. Don't think about it. What did she say? What did she say? What did she say? She said, leave. She said, just leave. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. And I'm going to run upstairs. I'm going to grab my bag. And then I'm going to kind of... Oh, man. I think I want to check on... I want to check on Ellie because I told Nevin I would kind of keep an eye. And I feel like I can't leave without checking on it for him.
What do you mean?
What you say? What you say?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, you repeat that shit real
I said what I said.
No one's there. No one else is there.
I feel my ears
They're
are
not there.
burning. My ears are on fire.
So and then they kind of like shake out their hands, like getting rid of the, like the anxiety tingles, the like panic tingles, just trying to be like, okay, we have a mission, like we have to get back on mission.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, great. Yeah, very cool. So you grab your stuff and you want to make for the lab where you have conversed with Ellie before.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been like significant conversation, but it has like Nevin kind of told me where to look and what to look for.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I feel bad leaving her, so I'm just gonna go check on her.
Okay, very cool. Very extremely cool. All right, you start making your way through the hallways. There are a couple more times that you hear voices, especially as you are like grabbing your bag and heading out of the dorm. You hear the sound of like pounding footsteps, people running, presumably probably drawn by like the gunshots that were heard. But this time you're better prepared. You hear them coming while you're in your room, and you wait just long enough for them to be gone, and then you manage to get the door open. You throw the door open and you book it. And you don't run into anyone.
Can I rip part of like a blanket or a sheet or something and just tie it around my shoulder so I'm not dripping a trail of blood?
Absolutely, you can. Yes.
Okay, great. Then
Perfect.
I do that while I'm waiting. I'm kind
of incredible. Yeah, 100%. Let's hop back to our heist crew, and you have managed to get past the faculty member that you ran into. Moved beyond into the labs and specifically the medical bay. If you look back, I think you can see that he is like standing there watching the three of you go to, presumably to make sure that you go to the medical bay, which Dickie, obviously you would know exactly where that is.
So I think it's a matter of navigating as though we're heading that way, and then the second we're out of sight, pulling a hard left and heading for a terminal. Or are there terminals in the bay? There'd probably be terminals in the medical bay.
In the bay.
Let's just go to the medical bay. I also think this is the moment where Dickie realizes that JoJo is barely hanging on anyway.
I'm doing like, fucking great. And like blood is like pooled, like she's like got blood coming out of her nose, like she just keeps coughing, but it's not to be a dick anymore.
It's like that. Actually, medical bay. You can use that, and I'll medical bay.
Yeah,
and
they probably got terminals there. She spits out a tooth.
Dickie picks up the tooth because we can put that back in.
You're more likely to die from tooth decay from anything out here. You know, it's real. Dentistry is important. You should just leave that thing.
We should all remove our teeth.
Are you a fucking dentist too?
Flossing is not technically, the science isn't actually there on flossing.
Teeth can't decay if you pull them all out.
Are we all noticing that the buildings are getting locked down at this point?
Yeah, did we hear a gunshot?
No.
Also, good questions.
No, you did not hear gunshots. The dorms are far enough removed from where you are currently that you would not have heard that. The doors don't appear to be getting locked around you here.
Okay.
Cool. That's great. No problem.
Cool.
And
cool.
You, I'll say Jojo and Richard, you are distracted enough that you don't notice this, but Padlock, as you guys like turn into the medical bay, as you look back, you see the guard who was standing there, the teacher who was standing there. He's watching you, and then he like tilts his head and puts his hand up to his transcom. like he's listening to something. And then he turns and walks swiftly away.
How much time do you need, Dickie?
To fix JoJo?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what I'm trying to fix. Physically, not long.
Hey.
Let's just end it right there.
Yeah, because I mean, people are literally putting their fingers up to their heads, which means that they're like talking, you know. And when people start talking, that means that bullets start flying shortly after. So let's.
We'll be quick. Looks like they're going the opposite way from us, so gives us a little time.
Can I keep watch while they're doing that then?
Yeah, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can.
Cool. Patch me up and then I'll patch in.
Yeah, do you want to
I imagine it's happening simultaneously. Joe is typing. Dickie's like, will you stop moving your arm, please?
Just smacks him a couple times. Ow, why'd you gotta give me a shot?
This is gonna sting.
All right, let's do a couple of rolls here. One of them is going to be red to red, white to white, since you were trying to patch JoJo up.
Yep. That is a 10.
Okay. You can heal 1 harm immediately, JoJo.
Perfect.
And you get +1 forward.
Okay, on any roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
And you are going to be trying to access the back door that you programmed into Ada.
I sure am.
Cool. So then I think that is going to be a hacking and cracking roll, and you can take +1 on that from.
All right, I got +3. Let's see how the rolls are. That's a 10. That's a 13, baby.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You only have to choose one. It's going to take you a while. You have to trigger an alarm or alert someone in order to get what you want, or you leave traces of your incursion behind that incriminate you.
I will leave traces behind that incriminate us.
Good idea.
We've already got a fucking alarm.
Yeah. Added to the list.
There's so much of my blood and DNA on this fucking campus. She taps onto things and then just relaxes after a while, probably after the shot, and goes, God, I always felt smart being here. What happens when we crack in?
Yeah, I think you access the back door that you programmed in for yourself, and I think the way that it manifests is basically you hear like a whirring up, and you hear the voice of Ada speak through the terminal and say, "How can I help you, Professor Broxson?"
Well, that has a nice ring to it. Okay. Well, first things first, I think if there's any perimeter alarms on this building, I'd like to cancel them. And after I saw a look, so I'm making sure that's the first thing I was going to cancel the alarms, and the second thing.
That was Dickie being like, perimeter alarms? I didn't hear any perimeter alarms.
I was like, oh no, I fucked up. I need you to turn off any perimeter alarms if there are any that have been triggered. And the second thing I need is we need to find
Ellie.
Edie is the name?
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
It's Eleanor, so Ellie.
Yeah. Ellie.
We're looking for the Ellie program.
I can cancel the alarms. I'm not familiar with the Ellie program.
Shit, was there another name for
maybe a building that houses any research towards like artificial intelligence?
Do we remember the main person who was working on this, the main scientist?
Yes. Could you ask where my mother has been most recently logged in?
If we could see where Madam Courtney's most recently logged in.
Dr. Madam Courtney.
Dr. Madam Courtney. That Courtney bitch. She's a bitch. We'll talk about it later. Thanks for the shot.
I'm not certain who you're referring to, but perhaps you're looking for subject 3713.
Elaborate on subject. I mean, yeah, that sounds right. Maybe we don't have time. Sure, tell me where subject 3713 is.
Sure. She doesn't say sure, but she does.
Sure. Oh, friendly.
There is an image that pulls up on the schematic that kind of shows like where you are currently in the medical bay, and then it also and then it shows a path to like a lab, a particular lab that it sort of like blinks green on in the map, and you can tell, I think, that it is like it's deep. It's a deep lab. It's far back.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't going to end up there by accident.
All right, so if we're move with a purpose and hope no one sees us. No tricking anybody about where we're going. She presses a few buttons and calls Patty in and shows the map of where everything is. We're here all the way there, and points to the little red dot where this subject is. And quick question for you, Will. When my chair is broken, the wheelchair or the hydraulics is broken, what does that mean in terms of my actual ability to move? Like, is the brakes cut? Do I need somebody to move me? Or is it like completely not functional and I have to fix it to move?
I think because it is a consequence, it's going to be non-functional and you're going to have to fix it in order to move.
That's what I figured, because then once she goes and she's like, all right, let's go, she goes to move it and it like chunks and goes to chunks and it goes, motherfucker. And then she like hits the chair and goes, well, new problem. I'm fixing this, you're leaving me here, or you're carrying me.
There's got to be a way to repair this quickly.
You can make a repair something roll.
I would love to.
That's with brain.
Yes. Actually, wait, that's 5-7. So it is technically a pass potentially. Just barely.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
7. 5 + 2, 7.
Okay, cool. So then, you.
I imagine it probably takes a little bit more time than, or how are you thinking?
You'll get it working, but I impose one of the following. It'll hold for now, but will break again soon, or it'll take resources you don't want to spend.
I like that. Yeah. It's holding and it like chunks, but it starts to move. It's like, in the grocery, it's got one bum wheel.
Yes. It's going to work for now, but you're going to need to sit down with it and give it some TLC before it's back to full functionality.
Cool.
Question for you.
For me?
Yes.
Yeah, what's that?
Are our comms working?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good to know.
Yep.
So just very softly. Status update.
Little patching.
Feeling a little better. We got mapped where we're going. How about you?
I'm a ghost. Ooh. It just cuts off.
Happy Halloween, Captain. Shit. I would. Is the plan for you to meet us later or to meet us there? Because otherwise, not sure if you want where we're going.
I'm circling around to you guys.
Yeah, so she'll send the location then.
The whole dome is in curfew.
Yeah.
Lockdown. So I kind of need to be somewhere where they won't look and enforce.
Perfect. Well, you'll know where we'll be then.
Great. There was a long pause, like, did not respond.
Incredible. Cool. So you've coordinated a little bit. And so when you three head out of the medical bay and you have the map, it's going to take you around a little ways, because the labs that you are near right now in the medical bay are separate from where you are heading deep into the school, all the way back. So you peek around the corner, Padlock, and you don't see the teacher that you saw earlier. He seems like he's gone wherever he was going when he got whatever transmission he was getting on his earpiece. So you roll out with the broken wheelchair. You start heading, following the map that you got from the terminal. And as you turn the corner, as you turn several corners, we're going to cut away for a second. Edith, as you are making your way towards the lab that you know Ellie is housed in, where you have communicated with the program once or twice, you hear more sounds, more noise up ahead, like someone is coming towards you. In fact, it kind of sounds like several someones. You hear footsteps, but you also hear a mechanical whirring, almost like a strained motor that is like being overtaxed or overloaded.
Oh, shit. Are there any places to kind of duck in right now?
If you want to roll,
kind of out in the open.
Let's do an act fast roll.
Okay.
Let's find out.
And that's with guts. Okay. I think guts is 0.
You're right.
Beep, beep, beep. It's a 6.
Go ahead and mark that up.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
You're going to advance. So it's great news.
Got a lot to catch up.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think some of you have 1 advance.
I have 0. You might be like me in advance.
You're pretty close though, Jojo. You're pretty close. Okay, cool. You look around and like you're going to try to hide, but where you are standing currently, you're like really exposed. Like you'd have to double back into the dorms if you wanted to try to get away from this, whatever it is.
Screw it. I'm going to start running.
Towards it?
Towards where Ellie is.
Okay. All right, cool. So when that happens, we're going to switch back to the other 3 because what you 3 see as you are heading towards the lab is like you hear a brief moment of like pounding footsteps, and then around the corner comes this crazed looking 19-year-old person with an axe in one hand and a gun in the other.
Dickie throws himself in front of Jojo.
I moved Dickie off to the side so I can stand in front of Jojo.
And Edith,
because everyone's standing in front of me. Shit.
Edith, you see 3 very odd-looking individuals who do not look like they belong here at all. And actually, we might as well do some character descriptions for Lev's sake, since this is the first time that they are meeting these characters.
And me.
Fuck yeah.
Dr. Dick, would you want to start us off?
Sure. I actually think we dyed Dickie's hair purple before he...
You are very purple.
Before he entered.
Oh,
and I also think he's wearing JoJo's clothes.
That rings a bell.
If I remember correctly.
Incredible.
So Dickie is 5 foot nothing, maybe 5'1" if he's drawing himself up to his full height. I think alternatively I said he's up to 5'4", but it fluctuates. Very small person. He's got kind of a big head. Normally he's got kind of wavy reddish hair. At the moment it's dyed like bright purple. He's got glasses, a very like big eyes. Normally he's very neat, but at the moment he's wearing kind of tattered, or not tattered, but kind of like, I want to say he's got like a leather jacket on, and maybe like an A-frame shirt that shows off just like how hollow chested he is. Tight pants that are a little ripped up, tall boots. He looks very out of place in them. And as as he sees you and like tries to get in front of Jojo and then gets shoved to the side, you can tell that's just like this man is a ball of anxiety constantly. Like he's got big Chihuahua energy, and that is just like the constant kind of like shuddering, shivering, like I'm ready for anything to happen and all of it's going to be bad.
Right. I'm ready for anything to happen, not in a good way.
Right. Anything will happen, none of it good.
I think when I shove Dickie, the person you're gonna see has just that tinge of red to the skin, as if you've wiped a lot of blood off of them. It's in their hair, and they have quite long hair, greasy individual. They got splotches of grease everywhere. A funny hat, but it's not my pork bun hat because we're in the middle of serious business right now. They have one purple eye, one grayed out wash, but the one that's grayed out wash has this very distinguishable scar on the face, as if something got like rammed into their face. That's a little different story for another time. They got stuff with them, just a slouchy, greasy individual that's standing in front of Jojo, trying to be
Stand up.
Yeah, stand up.
Yep. Jojo, for her part, like kind of doesn't really push Padlock, but kind of crawls from the side. You'd be able to see a pretty beat up wheelchair, so they are a couple heads shorter than everyone. They have shaved sides, and so a kind of a mohawk going down. Lot of tattoos that go up through the side shave and down. They've got currently a bunch of like scars and cuts and bruises. So they've got a busted lip, probably some gauze in the nose, and they are wearing I forget if she was in fancy clothes or not, but also similarly to Padlock, is all greased up and does not look like they should fucking be here. A line cook with big punk energy is kind of the vibe, and she crawls out from Patty and just goes, "Wait, who the fuck? Oh shit!
Hey there, friend.
Oh shit!
Hey there. Hey. That's a nice weapon you got there. You okay?
Y'all are back.
Just so you know, weapons aren't allowed on the campus outside of specified labs.
Fucking weapons aren't.
Shut up! You know us?
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't know me. I was little when y'all left, and they don't talk about y'all at all. I remember. Holy shit! What are y'all doing here?
Reunion.
Nothing.
Before you can answer.
All three answers.
Before you can answer, you hear a voice that makes your blood run cold. All of you.
No.
And in the silence that follows, because it does cut you all so deeply, hearing this voice again, you can hear the click of heeled, highly polished shoes descending one of the like sweeping arch staircases that you were quickly moving past when you ran into this person. And the voice says, "Truth be told, I was wondering the same thing." And as you look and recognize the voice of the headmaster, whom you never knew by any other name, he comes into view walking down that staircase and surveys all of you with a vaguely interested expression on his face.
Shit.
And that is where we're going to take a break.
We'll be
back in about 10
Why did we
minutes.
come back here? Why are we doing this?
We'll be
I
back in
think
about
we're
10
gonna have to
minutes.
kill
Don't
this
go
guy,
away.
Damn.
Don't go
damn it,
away. See you
Will.
real.
Oh,
Finn,
A child.
we are
A king.
blessed.
Blessed be.
We are blessed.
Blessed
Unto us a
be.
child
You
is
are.
Finn.
Amen.
He is
Say
risen.
hello.
That only means we're going to
Hello.
succeed for the rest of this session.
That's right.
We have blessed. We have been blessed.
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting whinges. I don't know if you're getting the whinges.
I'm not getting the whinges, but he looks like he's
Okay.
done.
We're
Yeah.
unhappy,
He's-
so we're gonna go to bed. We're unhappy, so
We
we're
got
gonna
the
go to
pet.
bed.
Good
We'll
night,
be right back.
Bubba's.
Good night, sweet. Good night, sweet
Extremely
king.
fair. Good night, sweet
I don't know.
king.
Just...
Oh boy. All right. We'll get back into it as soon as Alex gets back. Yeah.
I think it's going really well.
It's going really good. I feel like we're doing
You know,
okay.
I
think-
think
I
we are
think-
too. I definitely think
Yeah.
we are. I do think that's actually probably a perfect opportunity for us to jump quickly across Cognidum and check in on one Cassidy Starrunner.
Hello.
How you doing? What are you up to?
I'm making my way.
Uh-huh.
There you go. I did that for you. You're welcome. I'm making my way to the foundation.
Sorry, one more time. You cut off.
I'm making my way towards the foundation.
Towards the foundation. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Especially when they send me where exactly the lab is. Okay, they might need my help, so we're gonna go.
Mhm. That makes a lot of sense. And you are walking that way. I'm wondering, does anyone have the foresight in that moment to open your comms through your transcoms?
That's the threes.
To open a channel to Cassidy, because you
Oh.
are...
Oh, we lost.
Lost
We
you.
lost.
We did. I'll roll brains to see if Dickie thought of it.
Okay.
It's unlikely.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back.
We got a 7, so I think Dickie
Hey.
didn't initially think to do it, but then
Maybe it's an accident.
yeah, then accidentally deploys so that Cassidy can hear that a certain voice from the past is pontificating and being fucking obnoxious.
So Cassidy, as you start making your way across Cognitum towards the Foundation, through the channel that Dickie never closed, you hear vaguely a familiar voice. It's faint, but it grows louder as you listen, as it grows closer. And I assume that maybe makes you want to hasten your pace.
Yeah, we're double timing it.
Okay, cool.
Stall. I'm on my way.
You hear that voice in your ear, Dickie, and the headmaster finishes descending down the staircase, comes to a pause in front of all of you. He is, as you remember, a man of average height, fairly slight build, now old and somewhat bent with his age, although the only real indicator of how old he is, which you're not entirely certain of, are his snow white hair and beard and the lines on his face. Other than that, he stands up pretty straight. He is dressed in, similarly to the other faculty that you have seen, a sweater with the crest of the Foundation on it, although he wears, as he always has when you have seen him, a red scarf, just sort of hanging loosely around his neck. And he has his hands clasped behind his back as he regards all of you with a, as I said before the break, slightly interested expression.
I think Pat is gonna like before, but this time more serious, because it was one thing to see Edie running through the fields. It's a difference to see that, but I think there's like a little step forward just to be more in front of JoJo. But Padlock is very worried in expression as he's getting closer, not suring what to do.
I think Edie, or I think I can't remember my own human name. I think Dicky
cycles through all of them.
Yeah, hold on. Who am I?
Who do I play?
Who do I play?
Yep.
Dicky steps up, sort of behind Padlock, like slightly to the right behind the shoulder, and tries to square up as best he can to look not intimidated, which I don't think is coming across very well.
Joe just looks the man up and down and goes, "Damn, Doc, you look like shit. Really let this place go, huh? Good to see you, by the way."
You'll join Padlock near the person that they don't know is Padlock, but Padlock near the front. Or I guess I would know it's Padlock. Anyway, I join them at the front.
So, what brings you back after all these years?
Would a class reunion not be something you would believe?
I mean, if you're here for the centennial, you're a day early.
You know us, punctuality's always been our strong point.
Yet, not all of you. You're missing your captain.
Oh.
We split with that guy long ago.
He's got a bit of a drinking problem.
Can't fly for straight at all.
Bad terms, no good.
Very curious, because that's not what I was told when you were on Mars.
Have we been to Mars?
Or when you were on the Buckle.
The Buckle?
Or when you were at any of the numerous ring gates.
Oh.
This guy seems obsessed with y'all. That's
not
a good look.
Hey, professors aren't supposed to have favorite pupils, but
Well, I'm not just a professor. And I like to think of all of my students as my children.
Ew.
And it's important for a parent to keep tabs on their children.
That's okay.
Yeah, I always really felt nurtured here. Real welcoming environment.
I feel like that's a conflict of interest and kind of unprofessional, if I'm being honest.
Peel back one layer and it all starts coming apart.
Oh, I know.
Edith, what brings you out of your dormitory at this hour?
Real sick. As there's like blood drying down their forearm. And a gun in one hand and an axe in another.
Yeah, they look sick as fuck.
I've been puking all night. Thought I'd go to the best doctor this place ever put out. And I'll kind of look at Dickie.
Aww.
Dickie looks behind himself.
Back.
So, what brings you back? What brings you back to the Foundation after you left in such a hurry all those years ago?
Well, nostalgia is always expected when one misses places that they used to hang out at, and we just so happen to be in the neighborhood, and why not old stomping grounds?
And you remember it's Mother's birthday in 4 months, so
Mother's birthday.
Mama's birth. Can't miss Mama B-Day.
Can't miss Mother's birthday.
Oh, it's his mom's birthday.
God. I instilled a great many lessons in all of you, but chief among them was the importance of honesty. Especially when addressing me.
I'll be honest, I lied to you more times than I ever told the truth, so...
That's right, and perhaps if we're all practicing honesty, you can tell us why we were all going to be... what's the word that former Captain Cassidy Star Runner that we never speak to or about used? Black-bagged?
That's fun.
Maybe you could tell us why, if we're being honest with each other?
Do you really want to know?
Yes, that's why I asked the question.
I just want to be certain. I just want to be certain that you've considered the full weight of what you're asking. Because there could be any number of answers. Perhaps,
are you trying to...
Perhaps, Dr. Courtney, your family were the ones who put out the order.
Is that supposed to be shocking?
Does it not surprise you? Would it not surprise you?
You didn't grow up with my family, did you?
I most certainly did not.
Then you can't know the answer to that question, but believe me, it is not.
Well, the unfortunate truth is that I don't know. It wasn't me.
But you're the headmaster. I thought you controlled everything, knew everything that went on in the Foundation. Are you saying that...
The headmaster of the Yelchin Foundation. But it was the peacekeepers who came looking for the four of you.
You would know why.
I'm telling you I don't.
Well, then how are you being a good parent, like you said, if you don't know the answer? That doesn't add up.
That's as bad as the math that former Captain Cassidy Star Runner did.
May he rest in peace.
I'm listening. I do hear you.
Fully on comms as we talk about this.
Full chest, yeah.
Right.
I said that I considered myself a parent, yes.
Oh, gross.
But that's a two-way street. I did my best with all of you, the way that I do with all of the students who pass through the Foundation. You four lacked discipline. And nothing that I could do seemed to remedy that.
Yeah, especially Dickie.
I feel like I was a model student. I was becoming a doctor after all.
Let me know when I can be there.
Yeah,
I was smart, but no, it's true. I was dog shit at everything else. So I don't know why you kept me so long.
Now you've come back for what purpose?
To say fuck you to your face one more time. Sorry, what?
I simply don't think that that is the case. But I wonder, do you all recall your time in contemplation?
Is it that ISO pseudo war crime shit that you put us through
Solitary
when we were being bad?
Gay baby jail.
Yeah, gay baby jail.
Yes, gay baby jail.
I knew that's what everyone called it.
It seems to me that even after all of this time, you could all benefit from a little more. And he starts to speak, and it seems almost like he's speaking gibberish at first. It seems like he's maybe sort of speaking nonsense, but he just has like seemingly random assortments of words. Some of them are in English, some of them are not, but everything is translated by your transcoms on, obviously. However, he gets about 3 words in, and something feels familiar about them, and you realize that you had heard this before many, many times whenever you found yourselves in contemplation. Yeah, Q.
Can I stop the call?
Yeah, you can cut off the connection.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, don't listen. Close. Don't know what that is.
Fair. For those of you who are in person and you can't turn off your ears, essentially, the world around you all kind of narrows to like pinpoint focus, and you lose track of each other. You lose track of the fact that you are not alone with the headmaster. Your vision sort of narrows to a point that is just like him, that is just his face. And you just feel that same feeling of like crushing isolation, crushing despair, just pushing in on you from all sides. It's been a long, long time since you felt this way, but it feels just as strong and maddening and overwhelming as it did back then. What do you do?
Do I feel this too? Because I don't know if I've been to I don't think I've been to contemplation.
That's an interesting question. If you've been like a model student, you probably haven't been. So that is a question that I would ask you, the player.
Edie's tried to fly under the radar, like not perfect, but not like an outright fuckhead. Just kind of like stays hidden in the middle.
Right. So that makes sense to me then, that you would not be affected by this.
Okay.
But the rest of you.
Do I still have access to the AI program, or that's only available at a console?
That is, well, so you could potentially try to reach Ada, but you're going to have to roll to power through this effect that you are currently being consumed by.
That would probably be gut to try and like shake past it and do something.
It's actually with spine. It's hold firm.
Fine. Okay.
Can I help them?
Potentially. You don't really need to worry about helping until the roll is made, because we don't know what the degree we need to make up is, at least in this system.
Yeah, I think she is going to try and, like, outside of maybe Cass, I feel like Joe has been in solitary the most out of the crew. So I think she's gonna try and um push through and do something with Ada to just like turn it off to get at the very least shut off the connection for the rest of her crew.
Okay, and just to be clear though, this is not a technological effect. This is just him speaking words that are activating something that was programmed into you. This is like good old-fashioned brainwashing, essentially.
Oh, cool. Yeah, got it. That's cool. Okay, I like that. That's actually, then I would want Ada to pump music through the speakers to drown out what he's saying.
Very cool.
But
Very cool.
that's, I will have to see if I can even do that first.
Let's start with a hold firm roll plus spine.
Okay. Which is +0. So we're just flat rolling it.
Just flat rolling it.
Flat rolling it. We're, dice have been nice. We'll see if they're still. Holy shit, they're not. I got 2 1s.
Oh
no. That's rough.
Oh no.
That's rough, buddy. So we can potentially try to help. That's gonna be real hard.
That's good. You're gonna feel like shit, my guy. I think it also kind of makes sense for maybe her to try and struggle past and not be able to. Like, she's just gonna try her hardest and fully beef it. Like, I'm happy that even if she fully like even almost falls out of her chair, is like rattled after all of the shit she was talking. This dude starts talking some crazy gibberish and Joe like almost passes out from trying to fight past it. Fuck, I hate this guy. I roll back.
And your whole world is just, and you collapse under the weight of this. All you hear, all you experience is just this man's calm voice saying, 49, entropy, hilltop, and just on and on in that, just a seemingly random assortment of gibberish words that you have vague memories of just constantly being piped into the room where you were sent for contemplation. That you just heard over and over and over again as they bore their way into your brain.
Yeah, Joe fully just slumps over, 1,000-yard stare, is not in the room anymore. For at least a little bit while this is talking.
Yeah, I don't think Dickie went to contemplation often, but I think it was a shattering experience when he did. Because he's never done anything wrong in his life. So
of course,
the mere fact that contemplation occurred to him was traumatizing.
Maybe.
Boop, boop, boop. We're populating.
Yeah.
Beep boop beep boop.
And we're live.
Blurb.
Are we?
Oh, it says we're live now. Okay, so we might be back. But Will is not back. So
hey everybody.
How did that happen?
We have declared a mutiny. We've overthrown Will. And Cassidy's actually in charge now. So.
I'm the captain now.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Hey.
Well,
give us a sec.
Oh, hey, Will.
We're just talking about you. Hey.
We definitely did not mutiny.
No, totally not a single mutant.
No, muted.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Will is on our green room screen, but not actually on stream yet for everyone in the chat. So give us a sec, and he's going to be on very shortly.
I did it.
There's that face.
I did it. All right, cool. We're back.
Hi, feller.
If gotta send the thing in chat. If you're not seeing us, refresh. Yeah, my internet blipped. It didn't drop, but it just stopped for a second and then came back.
Took a little bite.
Right, just took a little nap. Just
took a little bit of a nap.
Just a little nip nap. It's fine.
Yep. We're so good though. We're so back. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Where were we?
We knocked out the headmaster.
That's not how I remember it.
Each of us had a really eloquent monologue about how he'd hurt us and how we'd overcome. And then we walked away happy, got what we wanted.
So true, bestie. No, I think Dr. Courtney was going to maybe try to roll to overcome.
Yes, he was going to try to roll to overcome, not with any sort of plan, but just to try and struggle his way out so that he can probably try and punch this guy with his noodle arms because he's not happy.
Word. Makes sense. Makes total sense.
So what did we say this was? Rolling with spine?
Spine, yes.
Great. My -1. It's a 6.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Completely average roll, to be expected.
Do you want... So Edith could potentially try to help. That would be easier than the 2, or you could take the XP.
I'm going to give Padlock the chance to save us all.
All right.
I'll take the XP.
Mark that XP. Padlock, do you want to try to overcome?
I do want to try to overcome. I do have a question, though.
Yes.
Since I am like 5 nanites in a trench coat, how does contemplation like affect? Does that affect that in any regard?
So the way that we have established you work is that you are kind of a like... Padlock is a persona that has been grafted onto whoever you used to be, which is, and because of the malfunctioning nanites, is basically just a mindless killing machine.
Okay.
So
cool.
Padlock, the personality that holds that back and at bay, was as susceptible to the to contemplation as the rest of as a normal person would be. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then I mean, I definitely still want to try to overcome that in a very antsy, panicky kind of way.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be with spine as well.
What is my spine?
+1.
I have spine. I have a 12. That's a 12.
Incredible.
That's a 12.
That's a 12. All right. Yeah, you do it. You successfully do it. So you power through it. You're fine. So you actually like hear this coming on, and I'll let you flavor it however you want. If you want the fact that like you have the persona over the nanite killing machine to come into be a factor of that, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I feel like it's like we've always flavored it being like a tinnitus in the ear, and I feel like that is like the main thing that just keeps like ringing out, like the words are like coming in, but the tinnitus is just like muffling the noise. And then like Padlock's just like when it all stops, Padlock's just like standing there like, oh. And then I want to, I don't know.
He's still like standing there talking.
Okay.
And you are conscious now if you want to do something.
Can I rush him? Because I have those like static electricity gloves that I have always on my persons. Can I zap him to get him to stop talking, or like put a hand over his mouth and then zap him?
You can certainly try. Yes.
I love to try.
Absolutely, you can. I did forget to mention this. I meant to, but then the stream dropped. So while all of you are like paralyzed by the words that he is saying, the seeming gibberish, Edith, you are not affected by that. But from behind his back, he does pull out a handgun and just point it at you. And so he's
my
like
plan
got that.
I was just gonna shoot him. But...
Yeah, he's got that trained on you while he is reciting these words. And so he's like kind of focused on you and saying these words, which it probably explains why he doesn't notice that Padlock is powering through it until it's too late.
Yeah, I think I've also got the gun that I stole trained on him in my like bloody hand up, so it's not an easily looked away from. Hopefully that Padlock can capitalize on.
For sure. Amazing. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll spine, Padlock.
Okay, another spine.
Take to get in a fight.
Hell yeah. That's an 11.
Incredible.
Let's go, boy.
You inflict harm on him, and your gloves do a certain amount of stun damage, which I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's harm. Okay. So yeah, basically you can stun him.
Okay.
With the stunner. So yeah, you rush forward. He tries to like compensate, move the gun that he is holding in his hand from pointing it at Edith to you to presumably try to shoot you. But you are too quick, and you get up in his face, and you put your hand. Where do you put your hand?
If I can, I want to put one hand on where the gun is to push it up, and then in the same swing go and put my other hand directly over his mouth, and then stun him that way. To kind of like, if I can't like put him down, at least have his voice muffled as much as possible to hopefully negate the effects long enough for.
It's me. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hey.
I got a message that like Video Ninja was being slow to respond, and it was like, yeah, try using the backup version, but like I can't do that unless we're all using the backup version anyway. So
Okay.
in
Very
theory,
annoying.
it might be a Video Ninja issue. It's not really clear at the moment, but I'm gonna try lowering the bitrate real quick, and that might give us enough to power through until we're done.
Just a little more juice.
Try to.
Need more power.
Well, technically, it's going to be less, but hopefully, it's still
less more power, right?
Less more
hopefully
power,
it's
as we
me-
all say.
It's me
Yes.
asking the system for less, so hopefully that is enough. Cool. I'm gonna do this also because the thing. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Great. Yes, just asking for the bare minimum, please. We are almost done.
Come on.
You're so close. Incredible. Okay, cool. So when we left off, you, Padlock, you rushed forward, you moved the gun out of the way, you put your hand on his face, and you shocked him with your gloves, and he started to convulse, and he stopped talking, very importantly. So as soon as that happens, as soon as he stops talking, Dickie and Jojo, you start to feel yourselves coming out of this. Like you start feeling yourselves being pulled back, and that sort of like pinhole, that oppressive feeling widening.
I think if I can notice that, I'm gonna look at both Jojo and Padlock and tell them, you should get going. I'll hold them off.
Yes.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah, struggles but then goes.
Right. Yeah. Like uncurling from the fetal position on the floor and then grabbing Jojo's chair. And I think we're booking it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you grab. Thank you so much for the raid, Cataclysm. We were glad we were live while you raided.
Yeah.
That timing was almost very bad. Welcome. We're just wrapping up our return to Nephilim Tenebris and our first session with Lev. Incredible, great. Okay, so yeah, you are telling Dickie and Jojo to rush and go to get Ellie, and you were going to stay and hold off the headmaster.
Yes.
Edith, what are you doing?
Hearing that they know what Ellie is, and given that I know that they left the school for... I don't think I know the reason that they left school, but the fact that they got out of the school and the headmaster is kind of weird about them, I think I'm going to let them go and I'm going to stay here because I was the one that didn't have to fight through it, so that if he gets his shit back together, there'll be someone who can knock his ass out.
Okay, very cool. And Jojo and Dickie, you're doing what Padlock said, basically going to get Ellie.
Yes.
Okay. So
100%.
you start, the two of you, as you start coming out of this weird effect and you get told to go get Ellie, you start to move away from this particular section of the school and back down towards the lab that you had the map of. And Padlock, you are standing over the headmaster's body. He was convulsing. He kind of like seems to be coming out of it a little bit. Like he hit the ground and he just laid still and was convulsing for a minute. And then his convulsions stopped. And you can see that he is starting to like put his like elbows under him to like stand back up. And I do want to say, yes, Edith.
Can I have, as he was convulsing, can I have kicked the gun away from his hand?
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
Yes. You have kicked the gun away. He's starting to get up, and Cassidy's Star Runner. I imagine that's when you leap in through the window or some such nonsense.
So I would love to run and just fully kick him.
Oh, just drop kick him?
Just like as he's starting to get up, we're just field goal punching him.
Absolutely.
Okay, absolutely. Absolutely. Very cool. Yeah, you can roll to get in a fight.
Cool beans. And that's with what?
Spine.
Spine? Okay. Spine, I believe, is a 0. Yes, spine is a 0. So that is a 9.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, you kick him, and he does not get up. So he starts to get up. You rush in, kind of kick him from the side, I'm imagining. Kick him straight in the ribs.
Yeah, straight in the ribs.
Straight in the ribs. And he doubles over. He kind of like curls in around the blow, as you might expect. Wind fully knocked out of him. And just looks up at you, and he looks like he wants to say some shit to you, probably, but there's no air in his lungs because of how hard you just kicked him.
Right on time.
What's up, Teach? Patty. Go with the others.
What? Are you sure?
Jojo's gonna need your help. Yeah.
All right, Captain. That was gonna just start running off and trying to catch up with the rest of them.
Okay. For Lev's edification, Cassidy is he's that mix of skin tone that's like there's lots in that melting pot. It's that caramel color, like you don't know where it's coming from. He's wearing boring fucking moon clothes, so you can't see most of the tattoos, but you can see that he's got some on his hands. And there's probably a compass on one of them, and then like the start of a galaxy on the other. And you can see there are numbers and like calculations throughout like both of them, at least from what you can see on the hands. He's got long hair right now. Looks like it probably at one point was locked up, and he has cut and changed hair because you can do everything with the power of technology in space. So he's got curls, currently tied back because he's been doing a lot of running, and it's probably also damp. But he moves over to the Gestapo El Capitan, and we'll sort of roll him over. The head honcho. El Presidente.
Captain Bitch?
Yes. The big cheese.
Yeah, not ringing a bell.
The big kahuna. The number one professor.
To let Lev in on the joke, and potentially the audience, if you haven't been here since episode 1, Cassidy staunchly refused to ever address this man as the headmaster.
The headmaster.
He ever wanted to be called.
I love that.
Hey, hey, Dad. Long time no see.
He's kind of at your mercy at this moment. He's just sort of gasping.
I know.
Here's an extra gun if you need it. Hi.
I do. Thanks.
Here you go. I'll just like kick the other one back over to him. I'm gonna keep the gun trained on him.
I'll take that. So, from what I heard, it wasn't your doing that we got chased out of here.
He shakes his head.
Great. Cool. And then I'm just going to press the gun right here to the forehead. Good. Then I just want you to know that somebody wants you dead.
He's gonna gasp out. Wait.
I didn't say I was going to kill you.
There's a question. There's a question that you should ask yourself. And he looks at you.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, what happens when I die? Before you can answer, or before you can say anything in response to that. Mm-hmm. And this was quiet enough that you could hear it. It's debatable whether Edith would have even been able to hear it because he is being so quiet.
Mm-hmm.
A shot rings out.
Fucking knew it.
And his blood and brains go across the immaculate marbled black and gold floors of the institute, of the foundation. You look over and you see standing in the doorway of the school Becker Ryan, gun held sort of loosely across her waist, entirely unbothered expression on her face. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said, Q. I think you got noise gated.
I said Bex. There are times where I wish you really were not good at your job. Okay.
She shrugs and says, don't know what to tell you, Star Hunter. I said I was going to kill him.
Yeah. I know. Hey, who are you?
Me?
Yeah.
My name's Edith. You can call me Edie or E or Jasper. That's my last name. Any of those I'll answer to. I don't really like EJ, but I'll answer to it, I guess.
E-Dog.
Sure.
Hey, you're on the run now. I don't know if you know that. Okay.
Oh, I know. I've overstayed my welcome here. I killed a woman earlier, I think.
You think? I feel like you kind of got to know. You know what I mean?
Well, she was bleeding out, so if someone didn't find her, she's probably dead. And I'm really trying hard not to think about that. That's the first person I've ever killed. I need to tell my aunt.
Your aunt?
Yeah, my Aunt Maeve.
Huh. Come with me.
Yeah, cool, great. I remember when y'all left. They don't talk about it. Edith starts going like a little fanboy. They just like pretended like you guys had never been here, and people got in trouble for looking into it. But I would still look into it, but I would do it really, really quietly. And I don't know. And they point at Becker. I don't know this person. but I remember you and Padlock and Joey and Richard. You guys wouldn't remember me because I was like a little kid. Well, I wasn't a little kid. I was like 13, but I would just kind of sit in the corner and watch the big kids. I don't like saying the big kids because that makes it sound like I'm still a little kid. The older kids.
There you go.
Yeah. And
hey, breathe.
Yeah.
Okay. You're doing the walking and the talking. Good. Actually, you can call me Omari.
Omari. Cool. It's really nice to meet you. And not just watch you guys from the corner.
Yeah. Will, was there an opportunity for me to have seen this Littland?
That's a good question. Maybe. I mean, I don't think you would have really I don't think Edith would have really stood out. You know what I mean?
They made it a point to try not to.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. Not really ringing any bells, but it's been 5-6 years almost,
right? And I've been drunk since then. So
you've been drunk since then. So
okay. Wow. Okay, we've got to go pick up a friend.
Yeah, your friends know about Ellie. I know about Ellie too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
It'd have been so nice to know that we had someone on the inside, maybe.
Well, so the thing is, my communication, I had to crush it because when Nevin ran away, they did like a dorm sweep and they were looking through everyone's shit, and so I didn't want them to catch my encrypted way of calling home. I'm from Mars. You knew that because I said
Maeve. Yeah, I got that.
So I crushed it so that they wouldn't find it, but that also means that I couldn't tell them anything. So
and
I don't know
tell you anything.
Right, so they don't real. I've been kind of dark for a while, so they might think I'm dead. I don't know.
Okay, well, you're not, and
no,
clearly we're gonna have to go back there because I think that's our safe space now.
Oh, it's great. Have you been to Nephilim Ridge yet?
You have not.
No, I can't say that I have.
It's beautiful. I mean, as beautiful as anything in Mars can be. I've heard a lot about Earth, and the way that it used to be, and I've heard like New Mexico's really comparable. I don't think you've been to New Mexico though, because none of us have really been on Earth. Have you been on Earth? I can't actually say whether or not you've been on Earth.
At this point, Becker from the door gives like a little clear of her throat. This like giant woman, very muscular, with this big gun across her hips, like clears her throat and like leans back, looks out the door, and says, "You two might want to bring those guns outside."
Sure. Oh wow, I'm Edie. I don't know if you heard. My name's Edith. Hi.
Nice to meet you, Edith. I'm Becker Ryan.
Hi.
Stay on her good side.
Oh, I plan to. Do you? What kind of gun is that? And Edith's like kind of pecking around their gun like a little bird, kind of just like looking around and like trying not to look too much at her like fucking huge arms.
Yeah, you both like nerd out about the gun for a second, and she says, "Cassidy, sorry, do I get to call you Omari?"
Yes. Oh, that's my name.
Okay. Well, Omari, you don't have anything to worry about. I'm being paid. As far as staying on my good side is concerned, just to be clear.
Well, sure. Sure.
Well, the job's up. I'm basically
Who's
part of the
paying you?
family. The Tenebris crew.
Yeah, that's...
Oh.
I'm a bounty hunter by trade.
I kind of gathered that when you said you were being paid and until the end of the payment. I understood that. Sometimes I don't understand things, but I understood that.
Mm-hmm. We should go outside and shoot peacekeepers, probably, if you want to stop them from arresting your friends.
Yeah, I didn't know I had friends now, but sure, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely do. We have to secure our way out.
Well, tell Ellie that I said it's safe to go with y'all. I don't know if she. I don't know if y'all had. Did y'all talk to Nevin? It doesn't matter right now. Just tell her it's safe, and we can talk about all this later.
Hey, that's a long story. But yes, we know Nevin. I mean, this is not really a long story. It's my boyfriend now. It's a long story. It is still a long story.
Congratulations.
Thanks, I guess. I don't know. It's all new. I don't boyfriend very well, I think. So we're doing our best here.
Yeah, right.
Sure. Can I ask one more thing while I'm really sorry?
No, yeah, absolutely, please.
Can I go over to the headmaster's body and loot it for any information, any comms, anything that I can bring back to Maeve?
Yeah, absolutely. He has a handheld, basically like a future phone.
Like a BlackBerry.
Yeah, kind of. He has one of those on him. I don't know that he super has anything else physically on his body.
Then I think I'm gonna take his phone and kind of look it over and just see if there's a way I can like disable the tracking on it. I don't do technology very much.
Oh yes, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's pretty basic. I think you can do that, and I'm not gonna make you roll for it. Yeah. So you all step outside, and you hear the alarm sounds of the peacekeepers getting closer, but they are not yet upon you. You have a few moments of silence as the three of you kind of like stand on those front marble steps of the foundation and wait for the peacekeeper patrols to finally converge on your location and catch up with you. And Becker is going to reach up and is going to activate her comms and is calling you, Dickie.
Bex.
Hi, honey.
Hey, how are you? Everything's great here. I've got Joe, and we are Joe, where are we?
Getting hopefully closer to the lab.
It's a little more chaotic and a little harder to navigate back here, but you have that information from Ada to base off of.
Yeah. We're almost to the lab.
Okay. You should maybe hurry.
Okay.
I think we're going to have to kill a lot of peacekeepers.
Okay.
Also, I killed the headmaster. So your mom should be happy about that.
Okay. That's really nice of you.
Well, what can I say? I'm a giver.
I know you are.
Are you done talking to your girlfriend?
No, I mean, yes. I'm sorry, Bex. I know I can't control your contract, but if you want to shoot to maim, maybe that just means that they'll die in pain later rather than sooner. That seems like your kind of thing.
Oh, sweetie, that's not a thing.
It isn't?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. Just a suggestion. I'll talk to you soon, and I think you're great.
Okay, I'll make it quick.
That's nice of you. Okay, kisses.
See you soon.
Yep.
And then she turns back, kind of like to face the front again, and the three of you are kind of like standing in a line. And then she just sort of like cocks the action on the big gun that she's holding. Says, "All right, here we go." And I think that's where we're going to end this episode of Nephilim Tenebris. Until next time in 2 weeks.
But what if we kept playing for 4 more hours?
What if we did?
What if we did?
Don't be crazy. Don't be crazy.
Sure would be.
Hey, everybody. Can we get happy birthday in the chat for Will? Happy birthday in the chat.
Happy birthday to
Will. Yeah. I was gonna let you ride it out, my boy. And then I changed my fucking mind.
I didn't do anything this time.
You sure you don't recall the weeks where it was happy birthday Q well past? You don't remember?
I said this time. I didn't do anything tonight.
Hey.
Payback comes around many ways.
It sure does.
Yeah,
that karma, you'll be remembering. You know what I'm saying?
Been right around.
So many Chapel Roan references tonight. As is only fitting. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight at Live from the Apocalypse. That's going to do it for Nephilim Tenebris. Well, we should be back in 2 weeks for more spacefaring adventures. See if they can save Omari's boyfriend's AI sister. And then get off the planet.
Say that 5 times fast.
So I just want you to know that you made all of those things true and in this story. So
kinda. There's a lot of things that I did not plan for this game that have just happened based on y'all's decisions. But we're gonna go around and everybody will tell you who they are and where you can find them and what they have going on. Plug whatever they want, and then we'll go ahead and raid someone. I haven't checked to see who's up right now, but yeah, I will. Let's start with Alex, if you don't mind, Alex.
I don't mind. Hi, everyone. I'm Alex. I've been Dr. Richard Courtney. What am I doing? I'm Finn's dad. That's my claim to fame. That's about all I've got. Yeah. I'm here, and I love you all. Things are hard, so take care of each other.
True story.
Amen.
Such a true story. Next up is Eli.
Oh, hi. My name is Eli. I was playing Padlock. But when I'm not Padlock or hanging out here, I am the resident ghost of Mayday Roleplay. We're AP content creation team making serious fun stuff for your viewing pleasure. You can come hang out with us on Saturday because we're back with the new generation and Vegas by Night. We successfully robbed the Ventru, framed the Hakata, and we only know what is going to happen next. So come hang out with us.
We killed a Ventru.
We did kill a Ventru. My bird ate him because he's a good bird and a good boy.
Yeah. But this bird is huge.
Yeah. But if you want to know more about what we're doing, you can follow us at Mayday Roleplay. If you want to know what I'm doing, as I'm a pro GM and do all sorts of things, you can find me anywhere on the internet at A Ghost of Eli. But that's it for me.
Hell yeah. The phrase venture capitalist popped into my head, and it's not going to leave me alone until I do something.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep. Good.
That's where I'm at. Lev, you're next.
Oh, hi. I am Lev, and I'll probably keep being Lev until I decide to be someone else. And I was for the last couple hours. I forgot my own name. Edith Jasper. The newest kind of member of this silly little crew. I'm also a part of Mayday Roleplay. I'm kind of our resident druid. So I'll also be there on Saturday doing vampire shit. And I'm a voice actor. And so if you want to hear me do voices and play pretend with scripts, I'm in stuff. There's one called, I'm going to pull a random one. There's one called Earth Eclipsed that I'm in space. Yeah, that fits. Sure. If you want to follow me and find out what I'm doing, I'm really bad at using social media, but I'm on Blue Sky at LevRS23. And I've talked enough. Thanks for having me.
The rising panic was chef's kiss.
Every time, baby. I'll never get good at it.
We love a brand.
Speaking of rising panic, you.
Rising by panic. I don't know. We're sorting through it. Hey, I'm Q. I played Mr. I keep saying Mr. That's wrong. Captain Cassidy Star Runner, aka Omari Leda. It's fine. We're working on it. It's fine. When you don't see me here, you can find me out on the internet at Midnight Inc. That's Midnight No More _ INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. I'm still making cowboys. What is next? I don't know. Time is an illusion in a weird soup. You can see me next Tuesday over at Entropy Emporium for They Call Us Villains, where I'm playing the saddest, angiest boy, Mr. Connor Creed, who they just got through their first big fight since like one of the first sessions. And while it did go well, it was also alive. So you get to see the ramifications of that very soon. Other than that, this Sunday, we should be over on Tales from the Table Studios finishing our little heisty thing, the Celestial Railway jobs. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Anyway, that's it for your boy for now.
And Rose?
Howdy, y'all. My name is Rose. I have played JoJo, and I win. Right now, pretty much all I do is play Tenebris, but you can catch me at where I want you to catch me, at Rose from the Grave. Besides that, keep a lookout for things I'll be doing, but most of the time I hang out with these lovely folks over here at LFTA. So thanks for watching and have a good night.
Also, the VOD of a Kids on Bike one shot that Rose ran is now available.
That's right. I did a one shot, Kids on Bikes one shot, where we got to bounce around a nuclear ghost site. It was very fun. You should check it out. It's called Criticality on YouTube.
Hell yeah. You can find that on the LFTA YouTube. Hello, hi, my name is Will. I was your storyteller this evening. You can find me on the internet, mostly at Blue Sky, at a Will M Scream. I got a bunch of stuff that's in the works, but this week is pretty light on account of birthday. However, that being said, this Sunday evening, you can find me over at Cat the Lore Mistress's channel, running a game of Sentai and Sensibility, which mashes up Power Rangers, Super Sentai, and Regency Jane Austen type stuff. It's very fun. It's going to be very good. The players are pirates. And that raises money for Trans Lifeline. That is part of a fundraiser for Trans Lifeline, so you can check that out. Cat the Lore Mistress at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on her channel. That's really it for me, though, as far as this week is concerned. So we're going to disappear in just a second. Don't go away. Come along. We're going to raid High Shelf Collective. Some friends over there, as always. And yeah, come along, say hi, be friendly. If you are not following us on social media, we use one platform, and it's Blue Sky. You can find us there. It's the only one that's not fascist, and that's where we're at. So great stuff all around. Or you can join the Discord community, which is a great place full of great people. We would love to have you be a part of it. That's probably the best way to keep up with what we're doing these days. Anyway, yeah, that is going to do it for us here at LFTA. Come along for the raid. But for now, let's say goodnight, everybody.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.